Tommy sees SFTP for 10 saying, good thing nobody's dog died. Oof. It's a good thing.
Tommy C?
Yeah, I don't know.
You're still shit.
Tommy C's SFTP. I have no idea. Some euro money coming through. It can't be Tommy. Tommy doesn't send euro money. I'm sure. I have no idea. But this Tommy C's SFT. I don't know. Tommy's a piece of shit.
It is a show. It is.
Is it? I don't like Tommy.
I still stand by it. You're still shit.
Don't like Tommy. Don't care. Appreciate the donation, but yeah, no dogs dying over here. Definitely not. Definitely not. Oh God. Anyway, I'll throw some slaps in.
Fingers.
What?
Oh, we'll have a smoke with that too.
I get claimed for this shit.
We're not gonna get claimed. We're not even gonna
get into Charles Leg and stuff like that. We're just not gonna go there. We're gonna keep on going with the Dindus.
Get on the ground.
What?
On the ground.
Oh, it's black guys on the ground.
Tommy peeing on a kid's leg or something, or his kid's leg. I don't know, something like that.
I'm a piece of shit.
Keep telling me to get me home, but my balls
You're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. Well, thanks for the donation. You're a piece of shit.
like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me
You're a big piece of shit.
just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me Fuck all that shit, just let me
Shit. Broadcasting live from the heart of Europe. This is the most badass YouTube broadcasting all the land. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tommy C. The Shop at the Point. Jeff, why do you look like you literally look like you're just about to get hit by a car?
What?
You look at him, he's still fucking with his camera. What did we have, like 10 minutes before this, and you're fucking with your camera?
Well, I thought it looked fine on here, and then I saw the stream came up.
Whatever. Dr. Zhivago.
I'm just here to take some of the heat off Nick. You all gave him shit for his
I think
hair.
you should just go back out and plow the farm. How about that?
Well, you know what I think we should do?
I'm banning anybody trying to give me advice.
Yes. Dr. Zhivago and special guest Blowbacks. I mean Augie. How are you?
Open the folders.
Augie. The reason we got Augie here is he did I think a chance to watch it. And from what I understand, he did a pretty good job on breaking down the argument between Count Dankula, of all people, and Boogie. Boogie made an incredible tweet. I'm going to summarize it real quick, suggesting that people that accidentally misgender, nothing should happen to them. But if you do it on purpose, lock them up, throw away the key. I'm not shitting you. He said that, right? And it was only appropriate for somebody like Dankula to get an argument with them, considering Dankula was subjectively called a Nazi. Well, you did this, so you must be a Nazi. Because that's the problem with that, Boogie. If you start saying, it's okay for this situation, not for that situation, both situations are subjective. Yes, I know. But that's not what I want to get into. I want to get into something a little more than that. Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little tired of Boogie's act. I'm not buying that he's just a big fat dummy that changes position all the time. I think it's a lot deeper than that. And the reason I think...
I'm going to go ahead and back out.
Damn.
Whoa. Probably should have read that, huh?
Yeah, that probably would have been a good thing to do other than saying whoa.
Whoa. Made my day. But let me tell you, I'm definitely buying those speakers tomorrow.
Where's my cut?
Where's your cut?
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Stop fucking up stories. Stop fucking up stories.
Didn't fuck this one up. Where's my cut?
No, you didn't fuck this one up. Stop fucking it up. Thank you so much, Tiny Hole Timmy. We'll read that out towards the end. Thank you very much. Those give me... I have trouble recovering from them. Oh, thanks $100. Now, Boogie. So, I think it's a lot deeper than that. I think a guy who sides with Anita Sarkeesian after she absolutely shreds him and then walks it back, and a guy who, in my opinion, I know they got it sorted out, stabbed his buddy in the back. Well, supposedly, if he is a buddy. What's that guy? Jeremy. Quartering. After he called a girl a grifter. Like, that's the worst fucking thing you can do in the world. Call somebody a grifter or make fun of them. Right? Or make fun of cosplayers in general. Who cares? That's his opinion. Right? Or criticize another YouTuber. I'm getting the impression that Boogie passively aggressively has a fascist streak. And what I don't mean literally a fascist, like the Hitler thing's a joke, yes. I'm talking about having authoritarian ideas, and when he gets called out on them, he pulls back. But those ideas aren't going anywhere. They're still there. And I really think, after some video I'm going to show you from the Ralph Retort a couple months ago, right, who the real Boogie is. The only difference is he passively aggressively does what most people do overtly. He wants criticism of him shut down, and that is exactly why he's attracted to the authoritarians like Anita Sarkeesian, the people that fucking ran Jeremy out of the Magic community, and that is exactly why he says that people that misgender people, because once you get there misgendering people, and you can throw them in jail for that, well, you can stretch that real far and then go right outside of misgendering. It can end criticism. Lock them up if they're doing it on purpose, but no consideration how a judge or a cop is going to determine what's on purpose or what's not, because it's subjective. I don't think Boogie's that stupid. I've lost it with, he's just being silly.
I never thought he was stupid.
Well, I mean, how many times can you sit there and make a
says a lot of stupid shit. That's the problem.
Yeah, but how many times can you make a grandstanding statement and pull back like he did this time again for the 1,000th time, and will not come to the conclusion?
Well, that's just a status quo.
Maybe he has some really crazy ideas. Maybe he thinks people should shut up that criticize him.
What's funny is Philly D gets a lot of shit for pulling back, but Boogie pulls back probably 10 times.
Almost every time. Every time he takes a real stand.
Pretty much every time.
Or he apologizes in advance because he's like, I don't want to piss somebody off. It's like, dude, why is that needed?
This is a little different than the other ones because he literally said, lock them up.
Yeah.
Lock them up.
Bit of a different statement.
For offensive speech. For being rude. Boogie, are you me? Because here's the thing. You're either an authoritarian wacko or you're incredibly stupid. Because if you're going to lock people up for that, you can literally, for being rude, you can lock people up every time you speak to authority. Blowback's opened the folder. No, he did not. No, I shouldn't say that.
He did.
I don't know.
Keemstar did.
Keemstar did. No, I actually got a leak that I'm not going to release. That actually clears. It supposedly, well, there's no way. It supposedly clears blowbacks, but I'm not sure, and I didn't want to bring it back up. So, come on, let's not talk about the folders. Let's just talk about how much fucked up Boogie is. No, the folders thing.
One for
is
me
done.
and one for my hooker.
Yes. No, I'm starting to think that tongue in cheek. Yes. I think that Boogie is more than just a dope. I think he's a left-wing loon looking to shut down any kind of a criticism of him, and that's why he's attracted to ideas like locking people up for misgendering people. And here it is. I'm going to make my case, and I'm going to thank Augie right now for doing this work right here. Let's get D. Let's put for Jeff in here, right? What the fuck? I forgot to do this. Why not? Fluffman. There you are. So we got a little thing up here so I can go over this stupid thing. All right. I guess it's this first tweet right here, because you numbered them 1 through 10, right? Or 1 through 12.
Yeah,
right?
one through like 14 or something.
This is the first one I got up there. Depends on the context. I think hate speech context almost always looks and sounds like the words verbal assault. If you were verbally assaulting somebody and using their identity to do it, that's hate speech to me. Okay, fine, that could be hate speech to you. Get locked the fuck up right away.
He goes from 0 to 100 real quickly.
And then he goes right back to 0. Then he goes right back.
It's almost shocking.
It is shocking. And I don't think this is an accident anymore. How many times can you have these accidents before I say, you know what? Maybe you're a kook. Maybe you're not who you say you are. I think most comedians on a stage in a club probably have the right to tell jokes, but if they actually verbally assault a patron due to their identity, lock them the fuck up. No consideration. None of these guys consideration for like how that can be like. Well, let's say there was some kind of innuendo on stage. And you're sitting there saying to yourself, wait a minute, he didn't insult your identity in this situation. No, he did it it's a dog whistle. Oh, let's arrest him then. This is dangerous talk. And considering how big his considering how big it's a big butler, why not get him on your show for an honest debate interview? I don't think he gives honest debates interviews. I fully believe he'd come on if he knew how people kindly ask him. I don't really want him on because I don't think I'm getting anything honest from him. I wasn't impressed with his baited performance. I'm seriously not impressed with the Ralph Retort performance. I think he's like he's like water. Whatever
you're gonna get something that's gonna avoid the most conflict.
I don't think he'll avoid anything. But what he'll do is he'll tell me what the fuck I want to hear, and I don't care. I don't care for that. He is water. Whatever the shape of the glass is. Janice, but Boogie just going broke. Desperate. Thanks so much, Janice. I don't think he'll tell me. I don't think I'm done with Boogie. I'm done with him. I stopped watching his gaming videos. I'm finished. I think we've crossed the line, and I hate to say bad person, but I think I'm there, man. I'm totally there. I'm totally there. So, of course, Dankula
gets old after a while.
A guy who is literally a victim of Boogie's ideology, something that's actually flying over here in Europe, a literal victim of this insanity that he speaks. Dankula gets tagged in it. Here we go. Sorry, man. I spent a life being verbally assaulted. So what? So have I. You know, Boogie acts like the only fucking guy that's had a hard life.
Didn't they teach you in school that sticks and stones shouldn't break your bones?
Well,
and words will never hurt you.
Yeah.
What happened? What happened
to
that?
Jail bars will hurt you.
Or sticks and stones. Yeah,
you can't call me names. You can't call him names behind a. Can't call him names when he's behind and when you're in a cell, Jeff. Can't criticize him if you're in a cell either. Conveniently, I spent a real life by my own family. Okay, let me check this out. Tom East's life. Spent a lifetime being verbally assaulted. Check. K through 12. Online.
Oh, God, we want to have a competition on this? I could go on for days.
Yeah. Real life. Check. I was in the military. By my family. Check. Let's make it 2. Check. Two for the family.
Hold on. I'm gonna go grab a whiteboard real quick. And
I have no room for this shit in my life. So everybody else has to lose their rights, so you don't have to take any shit? I got no problem with jokes. Well, who decides if it's a joke? But I have a very big issue with verbal assault. I guess if you change the name of putting somebody in jail for being rude and you call it something really nice like verbal assault, that somehow makes it better. What constitutes verbal abuse? Who gets to decide? You want to read that, Augie? Can you? I don't know if you can.
Yeah, it's too small.
Sorry. I honestly don't know. Probably a court of peers. So he wants to hand this power to officials. Government officials. What? Oh, they'll never put people in jail that they disagree with. It's obviously very complicated. I get that. It's not complicated at all, actually. This is why we have a First Amendment. This is why the Supreme Court's rules. There's no such thing as hate speech because it can't be defined. I get that. It's a dangerous place to be, man. I've dealt with the exact same stuff growing up, and now I wouldn't want to restrict any person's right to speak and protect feelings. Let's see what he comes back with. And I understand that entirely. You're absolutely welcome to feel that way, of course. Stop stating the obvious, fatso. I'm not even saying that you are right or that I am wrong or vice versa. I'm just saying we should not put up with verbal assault. I don't understand the point of it. Okay, because it doesn't matter if you understand the point of it or not. All right, it doesn't matter. I'm not saying you're right. I'm not saying I'm wrong. I'm not saying I'm wrong. I'm not saying you're right. Guess what? You're talking about putting people in jail, and you got 1 million followers, pal. I'm not surprised Boogie said this. No, I'm not surprised either. People in Fayetteville are SJWs.
When did everybody spontaneously grow a vagina? When did that happen?
I don't think this is about that. I don't buy that, Jeff. I know you get into I don't think he's just a pussy. I think he's a bad guy that believes in authoritarianism. If someone doesn't like you and they say it in a hateful way,
that's a nasty combo,
and you get arrested over it, will that change your person's opinion of you? Good point. Those people, those who make peaceful resolutions impossible, will make violent resolution inevitable. Absolutely not. But it might very well save my life if the person had the intention to harm and the verbal assault was, what is he saying, the pursuer? Precursor? Oh, precursor to it. I don't care about changing minds. I care about not being hurt, and I care about others not being hurt. Like,
no,
I really want
out of here.
Congrats on back to 37K. Keem's dog fallout didn't last long. No, it didn't, and it was never going to. We're a streaming channel. They don't get subs. What are you gonna do?
I think Buddy's a fan of Shop from the Book.
I think he's
so
a
it's
big
all
fan.
good.
My buddy. You've left me with no other option, though, Boogie. That's what I meant with the quote. The approach of restricting speech has been proven not even to work. Yeah, it hasn't worked anywhere it's been tried. That's a good point. But make things even worse. Mickey, I need a fucking heroin, Joe. Give me the heroin. What's that a reference to?
That's a video we watched.
Oh, really?
Joe, I need
Mickey
that. Joe,
Mouse
I need
video.
the heroin.
Yeah. Remember
Give me the heroin.
This is the last straw for me regarding. I'm done with Boogie, too. If you believe any infringement of freedom of speech, I can't see eye to eye. It's not only that. He thinks you should go to jail. This is beyond freedom of speech. This is something that the Nazis did. This is something that the Soviet Union did. This is something that was done in South American countries that were going awry and leading towards authoritarianism. This is an authoritarian idea, and he's perfectly willing to empower. I'm sure he loves Trump. Would you like to give Donald Trump that kind of power where he can jail people that are rude to him? Well, maybe if he could go to jail for being rude too, that would be okay. I mean, what the fuck?
Keep your fucking map.
The thing is like this whole argument stems as to whether like Boogie is like a bad person, like you're saying, or if he's like just painfully stupid. I would be inclined to believe he's just painfully stupid because I met the guy in October, and you know, obviously, I don't want him to be a bad guy.
Sure.
But the thing is that he says lock them up. I fail to see how someone, no matter how retarded they are, could fail to see how maybe that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
You know,
and history. So like how far I've gone on record to say, look, maybe he got caught up in the moment with the Sargon thing. With maybe he got caught up in the moment. How many times can he get caught up in the moment before we start to realize that this guy's an extremist? This is why I can't make this abundantly clear. I'm not hinting at it. I'm not going around it. I'm calling him or suggesting that this guy may have an extremist ideology. That's how far I'm going. That's how far I'm going. I remember what happened in Germany because I was on his second interview with him. And he was absolutely throwing Jeremy under the fucking bus. Absolutely. Wanted to see his career get destroyed because he made fun of a girl.
No, dude, it's like Boogie read 1984 and thought the Thought Police was the best idea in the world.
Yeah, like he read 1984. It's like, great idea.
Yes, perfect. We've got the solution.
Jesus, nobody will ever make fun of me again. It's like banning guns and think no one's ever going to get shot again. That's how stupid that is. Yeah. So maybe he's not stupid. He's a pretty decent YouTuber. He's been around for a long time. He's owned this place for a long time. It is hard to stay relevant.
He's made it work. He's made it work
for years on end. Maybe, just maybe, this is the way he sees it. My dad knew a guy that was a communist when he was, I guess, his late 20s. He went to a chess club with him. And he said it all came down to this. The guy was really smart. He had all sorts of degrees, but he hated work. And the reason he was attracted to communism, because he didn't have to work. He would be promoted because of his intellect, and he would be put in a good space. If the communist utopia would come back to the United States, he would be rewarded simply because of his academic prowess. Maybe Boogie sees this kind of stuff as a way where he can make videos and never be criticized, where he can say crazy shit and no one ever can criticize it. Maybe this is just, instead of going out and doing copy strikes and doing all the normal stuff that just gets a lot of people in trouble, right? This is a much better route, the passive-aggressive route. Instead of coming right out like Miss Copy Strike, or who's, Boggy, you pay more attention to shit than I do. Like, who's been copy striking lately?
Susie Lou.
There's
that chick.
Who else? We got Alinity. We've had guys take strikes to take down other channels. Maybe, just maybe. I'm just suggesting it. That's what he wants, and he's trying to see if the balloon floats. And if it doesn't float, then it doesn't float. We'll try again in a couple months.
Boogie's one of these people that's like obsessed with having this like overly like positive image. So he's not going to outright say it. But if that's what he genuinely believes, then yeah, he's going to be passive aggressive about it. I'd just rather people be open, you know? I mean, say what you will about all these SJWs and stuff.
Welcome to 2019. You ain't getting that shit.
Yeah,
they may be a little more open than Boogie if Boogie is really like this. So there's that.
I think he just wants people to shut up. That's what I think. Shut the fuck up. And there's no way.
I've seen that for a long time.
You know, honestly,
do you think he really pays attention to politics and stuff?
Yes,
you know,
I do. For the statements he makes.
Much?
Yes, I do. I do think he does. Absolutely. I absolutely think he does. And I think he internalizes. He
strikes me as a guy who like doesn't really pay much attention to it. So that's why he's all.
He may not understand it.
So stupid.
He may not understand it, but yeah, I think he pays a lot of attention to shit. He's always making proclamations and statements and talking about.
He's always trying to say the politically correct thing.
Yeah, he's always doing it. So he's got to be somewhat aware of it. I mean, you saw the Anita Sarkeesian thing 2 years ago, where he was literally regurgitating SJW talking points, like by saying being of a position of privilege, a fat, dumb white guy from fucking South Carolina. I don't. You know what?
All the guys be saying they're privileged. Boogie. He's always talking about how he was abused as a child, even in this own debate.
Yeah, I know. He was abused in this debate.
Boogie also talks about how his dad.
So he was privileged back then, but now he's going back to the victim.
No, but he says his dad was a pedophile and abused him and his sister and all this stuff. But
that's a good. You can have that privilege. Yeah, you can keep it. You can have that shit. That sounds so great to me. Dude, I don't know why this is so complicated for you. I'm going to say this one last time. This is where the stupidity is just mind-boggling. And by the way, he's not the only one. Jokes, fine. Disagreement, fine. Debate, fine. Thinking about bad shit, fine. Saying bad shit, fine. Personally threatening and attacking me, not fine. Okay, threatening is already illegal. Attacking, what do you mean by that? You just said if somebody got misgendered, you want to throw them in jail.
Any one of those things.
He says verbal assault should get you locked up, but saying bad shit is fine? Or isn't that the same thing?
Yeah, I guess. And that's what he can't seem to grasp.
And any one of those could be labeled as
verbal assault.
Oh, wait till he provides the definition.
I like what is it? Why is that fine to you? So putting the pressure. What, you want people to say bad things to each other? Is that what you want? I mean, Jesus.
Well, Boblack says Boogie is a furry. Everything he says is invalid. So there you
Yes. Yes. All right, show's over, everybody. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Blowbacks. We solved this problem. I hope you check out tomorrow's show. And, whatever. The fuck out of here. Fuck. All right, let's go back. I fucked this up. I shouldn't have done that because now I got to find my spot.
It looks like
I got it. You just said verbal assault. This is extremely broad term. Some people would consider call it idiot verbal assault, which, by the way, I've seen him do. Death threats or incitement, I have an understanding of. It's already illegal. The reason it's complicated for me is because that's not what you said. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Where did he go for this? Verbal abuse?
Yeah.
Well, once again, I clearly meant what I clearly meant I might not have said. Well, that's a problem if you're going to tell people to go into jail. Lock people up for verbal assault. Full stop. Everything else in my book is fine. Verbal assault is when somebody forcefully characterizes, assaults, and denounces somebody else.
Why don't you just go into Wikipedia and change it to everybody's meaning?
Listen to this.
I disavow Boogie.
Tell you what. Verbal assault is when somebody insults, denounces. Yeah, disavowing somebody would be assault. Categorizes underlying anger and hostility in a destructive form. And this is all subjective definition anyway. You know, this is not like defying a rock. Rock consists of whatever the fuck. Communication intended to harm. You know, I could say something that could harm somebody if there's no intent. How do you fucking prove intent? Of the other person. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe he's stupid. Because he couldn't do what I just did there. Maybe he's just an utter moron that can't be taken seriously. Because this is like, there's so much here. Self-concept of others. So basically, Boogie, I think you're a raging fucking idiot. He wants me locked up with that definition. I denounce your idiocy. And I think by the way, I don't think this. I'm speaking this is hyperbole. I'm speaking like I think YouTube should take your channel away. All right? That might be a rotten statement. Actually, it's about a rotten statement. That's a really rotten statement, if you ask me. He thinks he should go to jail for thinking his YouTube channel should go away. Think about that. I denounce you, and they should take your channel away. And you're a fat idiot. Insult. Forcefully criticize. How do you make a criticism that's not forceful and expect any of it to be taken seriously? Holy shit. I don't know if he's stupid or not. I can't tell. Clearly meant, but not what you said. Forgive me for not being able to read your mind. Yeah, what are you, a woman? In fact, going with the definition, I better not criticize you more. Because that apparently means I should be locked up. I love you, man. I think you're smarter than this tweet. No, you're stupid, not him. You literally gave him the definition. You told him this is exactly what you meant, and that definition covers criticism.
He has the balls to call Count Dankula, you're smarter than this tweet. Really now?
Yeah. You did a good job lining up all these
He
tweets.
got completely ratioed in this entire conversation. He thinks he thinks he's in the position to be telling the other guy,
I love the internet.
You're smarter than this.
The internet remains undefeated. I love this. I love this.
This is unbelievable. I love you, man. I think you're smarter from being and you are. Oh, listen to this. I love you, man. I think you're being smarter this week and being purposely cruel. Oh, I guess you really do think you should be locked up because you just said before that if somebody's trying to damage you, well, if you think he's being cruel, if a cop thinks it, I guess in your world, that guy goes to jail. Oh, by the way, Count Dankula's going to jail. Congratulations. Your way of looking at things is working. It's getting through. People are buying into it. Authoritarianism. But I do not want you locked up for it, obviously. Well, if it's the law, the cops won't have a choice. Stupid. Disagree and debating you. Is there? Was he cruel at any time here? Did he call him a name?
Dankula?
Did he insult him?
Really. No, I don't think.
Let me ask
he
you
didn't.
something, Augie. Let me put you on the spot a little bit. Did you leave something out?
Of what?
Of this. Your mother's birth certificate. Well, no. Did you leave something out?
No, I didn't leave anything
Okay, I'm just asking.
Dankula didn't say anything like that or anything to him.
Jesus, no wonder you fucked up that goddamn story.
I didn't touch it. What do you mean?
Yeah. You just reported it. Sound like all these jackasses riding Trump into the ground.
No, I put them all in a call and had them go at each other.
Yes, that's right. Nice. Way to
I
sidestep.
told a Medicare I had them eat each other on my stream.
Way to sidestep. Disagreeing and debating is cruel. Wow. Yeah, I know. This is why it's so dangerous. Not at all. Maybe I am reading into it, but I felt like you were warping what I said. No, he's destroying what you said. And he's making you, because you had to deal with the fact that you want people in prison for saying mean shit. And that was making you feel uncomfortable. So you thought he was just being mean. And that's the problem with your ideology.
Apologies. There it is.
Yeah. But that's not the case. Please accept my apology. I love you. Oh, if somebody took it that way. DMs, by the way, discusses the public eye since I lost this debate so fiercely, LOL. Would love to talk to you privately. Check DMs. We've hashed it out in DMs. No hate. It was all good. I never thought that Dankula was hateful at any time, and he's probably having fun with the whole fucking thing. Thanks, man.
Oh, he's probably laughing his
I see your points. Thanks
off.
for listening. How I feel. You know, here's what I want to know with the feels part. What does it matter how you feel? Why do your feelings matter in a debate like this? And he always puts this. I've had bad things.
Facts don't care about your feelings.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it. I know it's kind of lame to say that now because it's say it every other fucking minute. But the fact is, with your subjective interpretation, and by the way, I can't even say subjective. It's broad. It's broad. It's criticism. And you know what? I think you're attracted to this because you don't want people criticizing your videos.
That's a full blown fact.
Oh, is it
really?
really?
Have forever.
Well, here I got something. And if you don't believe me now, you know Boogie, the fucking nice guy, easygoing guy. He was on the Ralph tour, and everybody was screaming and yelling, "Boy, I love to see that side of Boogie." But this side, I wish there was more Boogie in this because V was on. I fucked that up.
Rewind.
Okay,
rewind.
okay,
Rewind.
wait,
Take
They're
two.
in there. I want you in here. Well, Boogie's on the Ralph tour a couple months ago, right? And I found this out. Everybody's talking, this is a new Boogie. This is a tough Boogie. This is not the Boogie that we see, hugging the fence or running away. And he went right in on V. And some of the accusations that he had. And by the way, those principled fucks on the Ralph tour, like Medicare and stuff like that, they were, even though this guy's a big fucking SJW, they were happy to see. Even though they probably ideologically agreed with V, they were happy to have Boogie Mo V down. And the only reason Boogie Mo V down is because I don't think the guy's got a mean bone in his fucking body. But even though Boogie has this fucking whacked ideology that they're supposedly opposed to, they were all too happy to cheer him on. It is really unbelievable.
I think they were more cheering him on because he was beating up V.
Yeah, he was beating. Objectively, he was. But I mean, first of all, he wasn't telling the truth.
With your time, but V stopped in real quick. If you.
Hey V, what's up, man?
Yeah, hey, I want to clear the.
It's the thing is, if they're people of principle, Augie, okay, then they should take the side of principle, and not the side of I don't like V because he's friends with Sargon. That makes I can't take them seriously.
Here, because you did point out that I made a video about you, and I've been thinking.
Oh, you made several. I've heard you on several podcasts. You made several videos. You have ridden me like a fucking pony, dude. I don't know what your deal is.
Yeah.
How many videos has he made?
Let's go check.
Can I say something really quick?
Sure.
No.
I did not miss listening to V.
No, V. Yeah, me. Let's go to V right now and check for ourselves how many videos he made, because it's not that much. Because if anybody watches V, and I don't know too many people in this room, I do from time to time, he basically gives lectures, right? Let's go here. Let's see how many videos he made, and a lot of them are streams. They're kind of I want to say low effort in the sense like he doesn't put effort into them, but he's not doing special effects and shit.
He's not doing commentary.
Yeah. He's not. It's a different thing, It's a whole different thing. So I'm gonna put Boogie2988 here in a search.
I only see
how many
one so
videos.
far.
Let's see how many videos he did on Boogie because Boogie's gonna
Now, in
make
fairness, he could have deleted a few after this conversation.
it's
especially.
possible. That's the other stuff besides Boogie's coming up there. All right, I'll do it this way. All right, I'll just scroll through this.
Were they all recent?
Now this is 2 months ago.
Okay.
This is not a Boogie channel. This is an anti-SJW channel. That's all it is. And goes back to my point before, right? My point before is he wants to shut down criticism. So he's falsely characterizing a V as writing him. It sounds like the typical bullshit. You're obsessed. When you make a criticism of him, the only thing they come up with is you're obsessed. Or you're only doing this. Or you're doing too many videos. He's making him out.
I doubt that many of V's subs came from writing him implies that V basically based his whole channel off of Boogie.
Yeah,
kind of like Repsion's Repsion's been going after Onision for years, but V, he implies that V's been making Boogie video after Boogie video, and they all hit recommended and stuff like that.
It's look at this. Here's some stuff that we'd cover, like the Angry Joe 7 months ago, Battlefield 5. Well, that got into the mix because that was a pretty big story on YouTube. But then it goes to T-shirts ask who should live on the earth if it's doomed, political Hearthstone cards, Romania at night, come visit, free Mr. Medicare. This is all over the fucking place. It's not about V. He's trying to make him out to be Joy Sparkle.
I'm going to go ahead and back out.
It's just completely untrue. In every fucking way. Every way. So let's listen to this guy.
Seems pretty fucking clear.
Yeah, well, let me explain it from my point of view. I've been a huge fan of yours, especially during Gamergate and afterwards. I've been following your channel constantly. And the reason I was doing this is because you came off a very, how should I say, very, very innocent gamer-like person. One of the very few YouTubers who look like that. And then I was playing with the Quartering and Arch Warhammer. We were playing some Warhammer 40K. And it was during the controversy regarding the MTG thing, the cosplay thing, where the Quartering was attacked left and right.
Oh, yeah.
By him.
I went fucking off on him, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I called him every name in the fucking book,
here's
dude.
what happened. Here's what happened, right?
Lock him up.
You called him.
Lock him up.
And he was playing with us.
Fuck him, Dano.
Oh, Larry Banks.
Go ahead and back
I
out.
feel that no matter what, the EU and Britain will overall win over Dankula's side, and the government there doesn't really care until there's a revolt. I'm sorry, I can't catch the rest of that. I'll try to catch it later.
Was actually his microphone was still on, and I could hear you literally screaming at him. And as you said, you were calling him all the names in the book.
Yep,
right?
that's exactly what I said. Every fucking I literally called him a fucking sociopath, psychopath, piece of shit. How dare he attack the professor? How dare he attack my fucking friends? Fuck you. I literally word for word what I said.
How dare he attack your friends?
Yeah,
The professor,
go to jail, man.
The professor made a video on Jeremy, and Jeremy simply responded to it. And go see. I mean, both of them. I think one of them is an idiot, but both of them are. It's not that. It's an adult discussion. It's an adult debate. One guy, he attacked a friend of her, this cosplayer. The professor made a video about it. Jeremy responded.
I don't know, Tommy.
How do you get so mad where you call everybody name in the book somebody you're supposedly friends with? And by the way, I think it's he's going to go on to say this is disingenuous because then you try to say that you guys were all good on Twitter. I was interviewing Jeremy that week, and I wanted to fucking slam Boogie. Guess who talked me out of it? Jeremy. He says, we got a lot bigger fish to fry. And by the way, Jeremy was concerned about your mental well-being. And he suggested, didn't say it, that you might kill yourself. Because you were taking a lot of shit at that point. All right? I am a little sick and fucking tired of people, especially big YouTube personalities, and especially you, hiding behind the threat of suicide to avoid criticism. Again, playing into my narrative that you passively aggressively shut down debate, and in a perfect world, you would imprison those who criticize you.
Is it victim or privilege? Yeah. Which one, Boogie?
He's a victim of privilege.
Exactly. But then like 3 seconds later on the Twitter, you post this thing where you say that you're still cool with him. There's nothing wrong with him, and you're still friends and blah, blah, blah.
Typical Boogie move.
And to me, that seems so disingenuous.
I mean, it's hard to scream on Twitter, dude. You know, and what else am I supposed to fucking say? At that point, I went from being very angry to calming down. I went from out of control to some level of control. And then I was like, you know what? This isn't worth losing a friend.
I don't buy that, and I'll tell you why. Because he disavowed Jeremy. He was completely, when he was angry, he was perfectly willing to lose a friend. And it wasn't until after the backlash that he wasn't willing to do that.
Well, now, in his defense, I mean, couldn't he just been caught up in anger or something and then came to his senses after?
Who gets fucking angry over somebody making a YouTube video? I don't give a shit if anybody makes a YouTube video on Jeff. In fact, I'd like to watch it.
Yeah, bring it, you fucks. Come on.
Give me a break. I'm going to get that fucking angry? It's not like Jeremy told a bunch of lies.
It's an irrational thing to get angry over, but I mean, Boogie, you know, it's not established as the brightest, tool in the shed here.
How about this? I agree with you. It's happening too many times. Now I don't buy it. That's basically it. I could get back then. I would have. I think when I watched this, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. No more. That's not me. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm not saying anybody in the audience should.
Well, I might be a little biased here because I met the guy at a convention like a couple months ago. So naturally, I would like
I'm not questioning your integrity. If that's the way you feel. I'll question your judgment over the folders, but hey, that's a different story. Okay, no, but I'm not judging. If you feel that way, you feel that way. I'm not going to criticize. I'm not going to. The only way I can tell you're lying or not, or you're being biased, if I can look into your heart, I can't do that. So I can only do what you say. If you feel that way, you feel that way. This is the way I feel. I think this is bullshit, and I think V was onto something.
So I guess now that you're saying it, but you can see how it looked from my point of view.
Yeah, I would imagine.
No, it's fine, man. Here's the thing. I don't know why even if it did look like that, I don't know why the fuck you made a career out of like 3 months of talking about it like every chance you had. But I guess if that's what your
career, keyword,
your life is, that's your.
And again, we've gone over this. All right, V has not made a career out of Boogie or even too many YouTube personalities. He's made a career.
I mean, nobody in the comments is saying, "Oh, it's V, the guy who made all those videos on Boogie or something."
Yeah. It's like he's made a career being an NTSW. He's made a career out of being friends with Sargon and Gamergate, which had very little to do with you, Boogie. You only did one fucking thing and you bowed out and you told everybody not to make videos on you because you wanted to fucking stay on both ends of the argument. So I'm sorry. I'm more, and the only reason, and you're literally with a group of guys, right, that you would normally find their views completely far right. And you have because you read the situation correctly, and this is why I don't think he's stupid, right? You knew what they wanted to hear, and you performed. Normally, guys with ideas like Mediger, Ralph Retort, Zoom, Josh, these are people that you would disavow. But you didn't have, you had no problem fucking burying V. None. Zero. Zip. If the situation called for it. You're like water. It just depends on the shape of the glass.
Your life, man. You know?
Well, it also seemed really disingenuous because you were very willing to talk about the quartering when it came to the cosplay thing, but when it was about pedos in Magic, you didn't say a peep.
Because I still don't believe that shit, and I want you to fully know that I know 20 Magic judges, not a single one of them fucking pedophiles. I think it's
so what?
What
was that? With a PIAC poll?
I think that Jeremy blew that way out of proportion. I think there's a handful of pedophiles out of the thousands and thousands.
Then what don't you believe? If there's one, there's a problem. Well, Jeremy, who told me that he definitely had an axe to grind with the Magic community, and he definitely was looking for anything. He told me that. Those are his words. He stumbled on the pedophile thing. He found guys that were on the list. So there's nothing not to believe. The truth was,
Drew sharing
Magic
in the chat goes, I want to see Boogie with a can I talk to a manager haircut.
Yeah. There's nothing not to believe. He found them, right? And then Magic initially refused to do anything about it. You know why? Because they hated Germany more than they hated the pedophiles. Jeremy, whatever his name is. The quartering. They hated Jeremy so much. Rather than just handle it like this. Thanks, Jeremy. We're going to get rid of these people that are already on the fucking watch list. That's not what they did. They avoided, they dodged. What's not to believe? What's not to believe? And you know what? Oh, I think I know. You also didn't want him to be right either. And maybe your apology or we're cool now was disingenuous and V was right all along.
Of judges there are, I think there's probably 10 or 15 of them, they're pedophiles. Now, that said, I did ruin my relationship with Wizards of the Coast by insisting they start doing background checks. You can find that on my Twitter file. I tweeted.
Really?
Yeah.
Then what did he get wrong if you insist? That's what Jeremy was insisting. This guy will say anything. Jeremy was literally insisting that they do background check. That was the whole argument. What did he blow out of proportion? It's a shot from the point, bitch. This is what I wanted to do to you when Jeremy was on. And he's such a rotten piece of shit that he didn't let me.
I tweeted Wizards of the Coast, and Wizards of the Coast will not work with me now to this day.
Oh my god!
Why do you think that is? Why do you think they're so resistant to having this common sense? I can tell you exactly why. Because
they specifically said someone who would support, someone who would attack people in their community, specifically women in their community. And since I supported somebody who did that, they don't want to have anything to do with me when there's plenty of other people they can choose to work with.
And do you buy that
But
shit?
it's very clear. Okay.
Yeah, but wouldn't you say to yourself, hey, that's fucked up. You're trying to shut down all criticism of anybody in the community. You're trying to police the community. Maybe I don't belong in this community, and maybe I'm going to make a video saying how you treated me. No. Or was that you throwing a bone to the host of the show?
No, wait a minute. That overreaction that the whole company refused to work with Boogie simply because he associated with the guy that they don't like. Shouldn't that overreaction as a whole be a red light to Boogie that maybe
shouldn't that justify everything Jeremy did up until that point? And he started.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. What the hell?
He started this conversation with "I don't believe Jeremy." He finished it with "They threw me out." Well, I guess Jeremy's justified. They're fucking whacked. They don't take pedophiles in their community being around kids seriously if it comes from the wrong source.
Yeah,
I don't believe
this is
it.
Starting to make sense.
Yes, this is all starting to make sense. He's a wacko.
Of course, yeah, of course not. They're mad that me and Jeremy. They're mad that me and Jeremy are friends, and that I won't denounce Jeremy, so they don't want to work with me. And I believe it.
Don't worry, you did until the pressure was on.
100%.
Well, V, are you going to apologize? Because it sounds like Boogie put his ass out there.
I don't want your apology, man.
Boy, Madiger, talk about Mr. Principal. That's what you should call yourself, Mr. Principal. Yeah, apologize to him. What, for telling both sides of the story? On one hand, saying he didn't believe Jeremy. On the next thing, he basically proves why Magic and Wizards of the Coast is just completely out to fucking lunch. He basically clears Jeremy by the end of the fucking argument.
I want to know if he's. I want to
I
know.
don't, I don't want.
Yeah, no, hold on. If you actually look, I deleted
But it's all rah-rah, go team over there. No principles.
the video I made about you a long
No. But you said he was
Who
disingenuous.
gives a shit? The damage is done. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, but you
know,
said.
I think he's disingenuous.
You
you
said
can delete it all you want.
By
Once
the way, V in
everybody's
that
seen it,
audio
it's been
clarified
done.
that
The
he
damage
deleted
is
some
done.
videos.
I honestly, here's the thing with Vig. You know what? I don't think he's got a mean bone in his body, and I don't know why he goes on there. I know he stopped recently, but anybody that's not going to be as fucked up as they are and take multiple sides of a case just to own the lib or own your opponent, you're going to lose every time because you're not getting a fair shake. One of the reasons I didn't go on the 𝔻𝕣𝕊𝕙𝕒𝕣𝕧𝕒𝕒 Day during the Joy Sparkle, you know you're not getting a fair shake. They'll take the opposite side just to see you lose.
Man, you know, like this Lucy Fox shit. Do you believe that Lucy Fox shit? Did you actually watch that video? How many times did that girl mention him?
Lucy Fox is the girl that accused him of she Me Too'd him, right? If I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Is that the person? I don't remember.
She Me Too'd Boogie?
Yeah, Boogie got Me Too'd, but it did look like bullshit. I'll be honest with you.
Chad, come in clutch here.
Yeah, Chad, come in clutch here.
What the fuck?
You probably don't want to antagonize Mr. Mediger. You know what? I've already been in his videos. Fuck him. I'm not really antagonizing. I'm telling him that he'll fucking stick up for SJWs if it suits his agenda. Write it down. He can pick a fight with any. Well, there's some truth in that. I just don't care. I'm too small. Kind of like when you have nothing to lose. I've already been in a gym video. I looked great. And I'm so sick of the intimidation factor. Don't make a video on them. Don't talk about them. Something bad will happen to you. By the way, I can't stand that Dankula's going to go to prison. Yeah. No, was that her? Did the chat come in big on this one? No, they didn't.
No, they just fucking ignore me. Somebody important say it. Like literally anybody else
I think
except
it was
me.
her. I think that was the girl that Me Too'd him, and it was a lame Me Too, to be honest with you.
She mentioned money every
Ignore me,
third word.
fucks.
Come on. Did you ever believe any of that shit?
But I don't think I spread that shit around with Lucy Fox.
No, but I'm just saying, like, this Jeremy shit. You were wrong about this Jeremy shit. Me and Jeremy had it. I don't know what Jeremy was fucking telling you to make you think that stuff about me.
No. I told you what happened, right?
He's only wrong about the Jeremy shit if you're telling the truth.
Yes, it was Lucy Fox.
It was Lucy Fox. I didn't buy
former
that.
girlfriend of Boogie2988. She uploaded then deleted a video of telling how horrible he was.
Yeah, okay.
You basically were screaming at
I didn't buy that either, by the way.
him, and then a couple of seconds later, you put on Twitter that you're still friends with him.
Well, look. At the end of the fucking day, I am still friends with him. That's not a lie. We're still talking.
No friends on YouTube, bub.
But you hear this guy screaming
What was I
and
disingenuous
cursing,
about?
and then you're posting this very kind message on Twitter.
I find it bizarre that he was screaming and cursing, and then Jeremy was telling me to be careful about what I said.
I ask you a very serious question. Have you
Because he's so sensitive. Doesn't sound very sensitive to me.
never argued with a friend? Have you never lost your fucking temper? Have you never gotten into a single fucking fight? Because I've been in several fights, man. And I'm a pussy, and I've been in fights. You ain't never been in one? You never
No, of
disagree
course
with a
I
friend?
did. No. I'm
Okay, then what the fuck, dude? Then what the fuck? Why is it so special when I do it?
Well, no, it was just like the next second you're posting on Twitter like.
In fairness to Boogie, he's not wrong, but I don't believe him. I don't believe it happened that way. Because in order for fucking V to have to apologize to him, that means Boogie has to be telling the truth. And I just don't believe him anymore. He'll take any side of any issue as long as it brings him less heat. And all the time dream about a world where you can go to prison for criticizing him.
Like at school and nothing happened.
You never went through a fist fight and then hugged it out afterwards. That's not something you've ever done? Because that's something I've done.
Yeah, of course, which is why I came here. Like when you're putting it this way, it makes sense.
So that's exactly what I did.
V is telling you that he has never had a confrontation with Don Sargon. He will not step out of line.
Well, yeah, capos can't do that in the Skeptic Mafia. That's not allowed.
Right. Here's what I actually believe, V. If we're
This is what's really important to him.
really throwing punches tonight, and I don't fucking mind throwing punches, I believe that you were being purposely obtuse. I believe that you were being disingenuous. That's what I fucking believe. I think you were doing it because you wanted to ride my fucking coattails, and that's what I genuinely believe. And if you
ride his coattails,
Jesus,
ride his coattails.
I paved the way.
That's what this is about. That's what this is about. And I'm sorry, I'm a little worried. Like V's bad at arguing, and he gets buried a lot. But first of all, I don't know if he's being just disingenuous. He was playing with Jeremy. He saw you acting like an asshole. He saw Twitter, and it seemed to be different. We know you as somebody who shifts positions constantly. So I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt on V on this one. If you guys hugged it out, and that's great, and that's wonderful, V was only wrong. He didn't know you hugged it out with him. He only got it wrong. His speculation was inaccurate. But you're going the next step, sort of like 𝔻𝕊𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕬 was done. You're being crude. I think you're doing this to me deliberately. You've made a career out of me. Nah, I don't buy any of this shit.
I'm going to go ahead and back out.
$2. I hugged them, then I punched them in the face. John,
I apologize for that. I don't want it. That's what I believe. I believe that you were taking it out of context. I believe that you're using it to ride my coattails. I believe you're using it to put my name in videos. I believe you were purposely.
I believe you have your fucking Google alerts on with Boogie2988, and I believe you can't take criticism. And this is a really passive aggressive way to get around it.
Ignoring it when it clearly.
Maybe I'm purposely saying that, and I don't believe it, and I'm just putting it out there just to get views.
Clear as fuck.
Or I'm obsessed. That's my new favorite one.
Day is what it is, and that's what I think about 80% of people do on YouTube when it comes to me.
Hear that? Hear that, Augie?
Yeah.
Listen to that.
Clear as fucking day is what it is, and that's what I think about 80% of people do on YouTube when it comes to me.
80% of the criticism is geared in trying to get yourself views. It's not sincere. It doesn't mean... I'm going to tell you right now, my criticisms are 100% sincere, and I 100% believe it. Until I'm shown otherwise.
I try to play benefit of the doubt here, and then he says stuff like this on this audio.
And I knew this was the perfect fucking audio.
Not great.
This was a huge... Keep in mind, too, this video, when it came out, it was a huge victory. And you can go watch it. It's all over the place. There's like...
I saw this moment live. I watched it.
This was like, whoa! And I remember Nick coming to me, Boogie bodied V, bodied me, bodied me, bodied me. He bodied... Talk about disingenuous. Looking back, guess who looks disingenuous now?
No, I'm generally saying I'm not doing that. If you look at my channel, I don't usually put people's names in my.
Well, maybe
videos.
you're not doing it now, but I guarantee if you, I either that or I'm just gonna be. Like I said, if we're throwing punches, we're throwing punches.
How many punches did he throw, other than he thought it was disingenuous?
I think you're smart enough. I think you're smart enough to have put those together on your own, and I think you chose not to.
That's the same thing. That's the same thing he used in the 𝔻𝕊𝕬𝕬𝕬 fight. I think you're smart enough to understand me. Same fucking tactic.
To me, the most
if you're not that smart, then hey, that's up to you. But I think you're smart.
Doesn't look like a victory now, does it, Augie?
Can we get an oof?
See, here's the thing, right? We all watched this live, or at least I did when it happened, and so the audio wasn't clear in my mind. When you compare the two conversations,
they're
and
almost
you
identical.
listen to some of the stuff we had, we all said it was a victory because it was the two biggest pussies on the internet, and one was beating the other one, so it looked like it looked great, right?
Yeah.
But when you listen to it and you compare the argument he just had on Twitter, where he says shockingly, bold claims like lock them up, all of a sudden it doesn't look too good.
Nope.
I really like this Boogie. I've got to say,
I bet you do. Ha ha ha. His best friend is somebody you can't stand. Go team, go.
Really swung my fucking opinion around real quick tonight, man.
Make another channel called Boogie2988 and just do this shit.
I mean, don't get me wrong. This isn't what I like to do.
Medgar literally did what Keemstar accused me of doing with Banks. That's what fucking pisses me off, because I actually don't do that. I don't want to criticize because of Keemstar. No, it's not like I didn't have anything. And it didn't like I was right about what ended up happening. No, it's because I hate Keem. I hate this obsession argument. It's just a way to avoid fucking owning up to whatever you did.
What I like is making people happy. What I like is making people
laugh. I love that one. Boogie doesn't throw punches. He simply grabs you with his gravitational pull. I'll go one step further. He just goes with whatever way the gravity's pulling.
Gravity usually goes down. This is actually really good.
Yeah.
Can we put Boogie down 1-0?
And I got to be honest with you. I think he did a really shitty job defending himself. He could easily won that argument.
Big surprise.
He was so thrown off by Boogie's aggression. May I present to you?
When you get bodied by Boogie, that's
yeah. Well, I mean, he probably came out. Look, he even said he was a fan. Like, I know Sargon likes him.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Sargon likes Boogie. I've gone on about Boogie because I'm starting to believe the persona, the poor, innocent, sensitive, fat guy, right, that's been abused and had a horrible upbringing, is really a vicious cunt. That's the point of this whole stream. That's what I believe. Can I prove it? No, because I can't look into people's hearts. I wasn't given the liberal gift and being able to see bigotry and racism, and I don't have that superpower, right? But I think there's enough here to go about by the way he argues, the way he changes position, and how he'll even go on with guys that some people consider alt-right and tag team just to get a guy like V who made a video on him. And lie and be disingenuous. If he doesn't make video, I can't believe he did. He could have said, "I've done 5 videos on you in 10 years." That's all he had to say. He wouldn't even say it.
Well, debating isn't really his strong suit.
No, it is not.
Clearly, it's not.
No, it is.
I saw it on the Twitter.
You can lose a debate and be in the right, and this is the perfect example.
Jeez.
Open folders.
There it is. I was waiting for that like 5 minutes ago, but that's okay.
Open folders.
It's okay.
Open folders.
All right, everybody. We're obviously going to start this a little late. If you are a member of Shop from the Point, I am going on a drinking binge because apparently this guy says I'm an alcoholic, so I'm going to fucking live up to my thing. We're having an extra stream, members only stream. The stream is, I'm going to put it in right now. The stream is only going to be available to members. And you're only going to be chatting there with members. This is a part of the perk of being a membership. I'm going to drink and bullshit with you guys. Maybe I'll talk to fucking people in the Patreon chat. Also, people that are Patreons and YouTube Arcade and SFTP, they can get the Patreon chat right now whenever I do one of those. Going out to Patreons, we may have Patreon-only streams coming up soon. This is a test run. So I actually got to
don't fuck it up.
Yeah, well, I got to see how this whole thing works, and it's going on immediately after I end the show. After I read somebody's stuff. I clicked on the wrong fucking thing as usual. Upcoming.
I put the member link in
put the link.
chat.
I didn't know. I haven't posted it yet. That's the problem. Hold on.
And then you got to do your thing with the community.
Yeah, I got it. So you're gonna get the link. And it's available there if you want to continue to stay with us. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff and just goof around and stuff like that. But you only chat if you're a member. This is a part of the perk. When you sign up, you have to give one perk. This is the perk I have to fucking give you at least once a month. So you're guaranteed one extra stream. I know some Patreons are a little irritated about that. I'm going to try to work in if I can do it. It's just not fair. This is, like I said, it's test run. It's not fair to put people in there that paid for this particular perk. Like, this is literally what they signed up for. But I'm working on I'll work on that next month. For extra streams or whatever. So let me get
Thank you, Dr. Trunk, and thank you, Drax, for the new members.
Yes.
Listen, fuckhead.
Yes. Oh, listen. Oh, thank you for being a member. I gotta find this thing, the community tab. Did you put the community tab in the chat?
I can throw it in there now.
Yeah. Put the community tab in chat.
Right,
okay, Drax, new member. Yeah, we're going on right after this. As soon as I end, I'm literally flipping things on or going back. It's gonna be a lot looser. Okay, that's the community tab. Right
there. You
go. Kind of fucked up my thing though. And now I gotta post the fucking thing, put the URL in.
Listen, fuckhead.
Drax is a member. Thanks, Drax. I do appreciate it. And this one's going paid members only. So now, this is it. That's what it's gonna be called. And paid members should be able to see. 3, 2, 1. It's up. Paid members should be able to see that. That are part of Tommy C's SFTP. I'm sorry I'm doing this much advertising because I don't normally do this, but like I said, this is a part of what was promised in the perk for this month. There'll be one next month. It's going to be I want to say at least an hour, but I want to see how this goes over with my wife.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes before.
We'll see. This is not indefinite by any stretch, but I'm gonna drink beer with y'all and fucking talk with y'all and what have you. It's gonna be really toned down and stuff like that. Thanks so much for being guys. You guys, Yanis is a new member. Mr. Martinez. Oh, thanks, Augie. Thanks. I do appreciate that. And thanks for being on, by the way, and thanks for your good work.
Yeah.
And of course, anytime, man.
Yeah. Just, you guys over there, even blowbacks, you guys are good at finding shit, but I'm not so good. What do you do when you get it? That's my criticism.
Well, I think the Instagram was a real learning moment there, and I personally am going to be staying out of any of that.
That's probably the smartest.
I mean,
thing
you
to
know,
do. Good move. Good move. That's a good move.
You know what it is? I'll give you a little bit of credit. Not so much Bobacks, but in a way Bobacks too. Like no matter what I threw with you, you kind of laughed it off and keep trucking forward, and I do kind of admire that in a way. So it made me impossible, because most people in your position, oh, fuck you, I'll block you on Twitter, make 1,000 videos, go 𝔻𝕐𝕊𝕐𝕐𝕐, you know what I mean?
Kept it rolling. Yeah,
you kind of kept it rolling, and, if I fuck with you, we fuck back, and then just so much time went by, I wasn't angry at you anymore. I still think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say, when the whole situation broke down, I wasn't a little pissed, but
I wouldn't blame
I had
you.
to look at.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to look at my own situation and realize, I think the moment after I finished that stream, the 3-hour one where you had tuna and stuff like that, I felt like complete shit after that. So I think it was a real. Yeah.
Whatever. But you kept rolling. You didn't do anything crazy. You didn't file a copyright strike. You didn't piss and moan and crow. You just fired back.
God, no.
Yeah, you
Fuck
fired
that.
back, but you didn't do anything crazy. Well, most of the time, or try to dig up dirt on me or whatever.
You never even tried to do motorcycle commentary.
Yeah, I didn't even hop in. No, none of that.
Somebody told me. That's a funny thing about you mentioned that. I think it was you. I guess Ricochet's arguing with 𝔻𝕐𝕊𝕐𝕐𝕐.
Oh God!
Oh, that's funny. But the thing was, I didn't think too much of it, or I haven't even looked. But from what I understand is, I guess they're calling him out on the baited videos that have been totally debunked. And I didn't even think to use this as an argument. Clown debunked his video, right? And his response to that was Clown was manipulated. It's suggesting that Clown is not of his own volition. Right?
Oh,
that I somehow... I'm not even kidding you. I'm not even kidding you. So, Clown's not of his own volition, that he just... I guess he lied for me, is what he's saying. But he didn't go as far to call Clown a liar. He was manipulated. So, in other words, he lied but couldn't help it. Right? And stuff like that. I don't know. I think if there was an IQ test, I think Clown would win. And I think Clown is pretty... I think Clown could tell me to go screw.
You could hit Clown over the head with a baseball bat about 6 times.
And not to mention, shithead, he was consistent about it long before I fucking knew you. His story hadn't changed a lick, and he said your story's utter horseshit, and all you can come up with is I manipulated him. Who do you think's smarter, me or him? Am I that scary fucking? Am I that like cult leader, like fucking Charles Manson? What? Yeah. I manipulated him into say that.
I'm going to go out on a limb and just say I think Pugnet's smarter than both of you.
Yeah, Pugnet's a rocket science. Hey, listen, everybody, thanks so much. If you do want to be a member, we do appreciate it. We're going on right after this. Augie, thanks for being on the show. Put Augie's thing in the stream. Put Augie's thing in the stream. You can listen to his story, but I don't know. Don't believe him.
This is the almighty infinite, independent excellence. Devil fighting, rebel titan, weed smoking alchemist. Fake identities, okay, you cool with Jason Bourne. Running with these Wolverines, okay, you about to catch a storm. I ain't never been a liar, got tired of niggas playing me. Head in my legs like she about to catch a pedigree. Chi-town,
thank you, Larry Banks.
Spin 5's Blackstone, 6 mile to danger zones. Bullets look like waffle cones. Folk affiliated to evolution.
Larry, I don't think it'll do any damage. He would have done it already.
To you like I'm shit Kelly. They feel my struggle, I express it through my hip hop. I'm about to make it hard to breathe. Here's a headline.
I'm gonna be right back on in a minute.